In the heart of a mysterious factory, Miss 51st expresses her frustration to the manager about the delay in repairs after a recent severe accident. Inside the building, they are illegally breeding snakes that attempt to escape their confinement. The manager, while escorting his boss to her car, promises he has everything under control, though in reality he despises her and only stays for the money. Unbeknownst to anyone, the venom used to feed the snakes makes them stronger, causing them to multiply and mutate into a gigantic monster within the premises. Meanwhile, the manager, unaware of the impending chaos, dances with Miss 51st, not realizing that the snakes have broken free and are violently shaking the building, paralyzing the workers with terror. Suddenly, the monster emerges, throwing everyone to the ground with a ferocious roar and beginning a brutal chase where victims are hurled through the air and devoured by the beast. Inside, the manager, oblivious to the carnage, continues his submissive dance as the giant snake devours his coworkers. The monster then sets its sights on the pair, leaving the man petrified at the sight of the enormous creature approaching the office. The woman, unaware of the imminent danger, is about to become dessert for an even larger snake that swallows her in one gulp, pinning the manager against the walls. Surprisingly, the creature refuses to eat him due to its distaste for the submissive. Meanwhile, in a nearby hotel, a man named Fang enjoys a vacation with his family, unaware that the snakes have arrived there as well. Miss 51st, too busy having fun with her boyfriend King, fails to notice the danger until a desperate call from the surviving manager alerts her to the free-roaming snakes. Before she can act, another snake locates and kills the manager. Determined to conceal her crimes, she cuts off all her clients' communications. At the same time, Fang is horrified to find a venomous snake near his daughter, but manages to keep her safe just in time. As they attempt to complain at reception, the phones ring incessantly, heralding something terrible. A strange gas envelops the hotel and bodies fall from the sky, while numerous snakes attack people, spreading panic. Though they seek shelter, the silence outside ominously reminds them of the ongoing threat. Suddenly, a bloodied woman bursts in, begging for help. Amid the chaos, the hotel manager tries to open the door when a giant tentacle drags away a young woman, terrifying the others. An enormous tail smashes through the main doors with a single blow, throwing people back and allowing countless snakes to enter and attack ferociously. The humans cannot stop the beasts, and Fang loses sight of his family in the tumult. His wife, realizing this, grabs their daughter and flees. A group of larger snakes breaks into the building, hunting humans as prey. In the restaurant, diners continue eating, unaware that they will soon be the main course. The snakes strike immediately, causing havoc as two giant snakes with extravagant hairstyles pounce on their victims. Meanwhile, the remaining survivors run toward the stairs, but a push leaves Fang unconscious. Upon awakening, he finds himself facing a black snake, which he crushes against the wall with an umbrella before hurling it out of the building. Catching his breath, Fang desperately climbs in search of his family, encountering a young girl who begs him to wake her mother. A woman grabs Fang's leg, pleading for help for her daughter, and claiming to know where the survivors are hiding. This reveals that the survivors have gathered in the attic without the hotel owner's permission, using furniture to block the entrance. Surprised by pounding from outside, the security guard decides to let people in despite Lee's threats. Showing courage, the guard removes his uniform, revealing he is Fang himself. He enters immediately, looking for his wife and daughter, but cannot find them in the crowd. Unbeknownst to him, his wife is in danger. A giant snake has caught her scent and searches the room where she and their daughter hide in a wardrobe. As the creature advances, it becomes clear that others are silently hiding there too. The snake moves closer, and when Fang's wife looks up, she sees the monster just outside. The woman rushes out to draw the animal away from her daughter, but the child also emerges, prompting the snake to attack. Miraculously, Fang arrives just in time, furiously throwing the creature out of a window and into the abyss. After embracing his daughter, Fang feels compelled to help other survivors. Trying to escape, they find the exit blocked by a massive snake. They backtrack into the previous room, pursued closely by the monster. Fang, showing quick leadership, devises a plan. They will exit through the window and carefully edge along the narrow outside ledges toward the construction elevator. At this tense moment, the monster breaks in, but Fang manages to guide everyone to the exterior elevator, saving them from death. They climb aboard immediately, but the overload causes the elevator's engine to fail. Suddenly, another threat appears. An even bigger snake scales the building. Alarmed and cornered, the survivors knock on the windows for help and, to their surprise, find themselves just below the attic, where other survivors rescue them one by one. However, the building begins to sway violently as the giant snake strangles its framework, causing a total power outage. To make matters worse, several people have been poisoned. Among found documents, they discover that Lee is responsible for the catastrophe. Fang confronts her angrily, but realizes they need her help since she has the antidotes. Lee agrees to reveal where the medicines are, on the condition that her boyfriend accompanies her. Aware of the risks, Fang assembles a group of volunteers for the dangerous mission. Meanwhile, Miss 51st, in a treacherous whisper, instructs her friend to seize the first chance to eliminate the others. The group, now in search of salvation and avoiding further deadly encounters, activates the generators and turns on all the hotel lights, enraging the giant snake even more. The building shakes again, and they realize they are right under a swarm of snakes. These creatures begin to fall due to the vibrations, forcing everyone to run desperately for their lives and escape unharmed. At last, they find the secret room holding the antidotes, thus saving their friends. Just as they are about to leave the area, the security officer watches in horror as a giant snake appears behind the hotel manager. The man turns slowly, petrified, as the creature lunges at him. Chaos ensues. Everyone runs through the building, closely pursued by the enormous snake. The beast quickly traps them, blocking the exit and forcing them toward the kitchen. Before they can devise a plan, Lee's boyfriend betrays the group, sealing them inside and leaving them to their fate. He runs toward the stairs, trying to return to the attic, but remorse overwhelms him as he contemplates the lifeless bodies resulting from his illegal experiments. Meanwhile, the snake enters the kitchen. The survivors remain still, trying not to be noticed. And luckily, the animal is distracted by leftover food and leaves the room, giving them a moment to regroup. Suddenly, a strange noise alerts the group before the snake charges at them again with murderous intent. The security officer tries to fend off the colossal reptile, but is quickly knocked down by its overwhelming force. The beast then focuses its fury on Fang, who, despite fighting desperately, is tossed to the floor like a rag doll. The monster attacks the others with savage rage, striking one woman directly in the stomach. The chef, seeing this, rushes at the beast wielding his kitchen knife, but he is also thrown across the room. The creature recovers swiftly and attacks once more, momentarily getting stuck in the kitchen doors, which gives the others a chance to strike. However, their blows are in vain when the snake breaks free and coils around the protagonist. Fortunately, they manage to hold it back using a metal pole, while the chef tries to carve it up, only to be poisoned by the creature's venom. At the last moment, Ching returns and shouts for everyone to run for the exit. The chef, in a heroic act, remains behind to block the doors, facing the monster alone and sacrificing himself so the others can survive. The group returns to the attic, where a doctor administers the antidote, saving several lives. Just as they believe themselves safe, they hear a loud noise and see a helicopter approaching. They call for help, but the aircraft ignores them. Fang notices that Miss 51st and her boyfriend have disappeared. It turns out she arranged for the helicopter to escape, pushing Chin off the building for failing to eliminate the others. As she runs toward the rooftop helicopter, she does not notice a snake emerging from her bag, which attacks and kills the pilot. The woman tries to flee, but the snake chases her to the edge of the roof. Ignoring her pleas, the reptile pushes her into the void. At the same time, a giant snake reaches the building and spots the survivors through a window, causing panic that drives them toward the rooftop. Fang realizes they will need several helicopter trips to evacuate everyone, but before they can board, the giant snake appears, roaring and paralyzing the group with fear. More snakes arrive, drawn by the roar, and the officer finds a room full of construction tools. Armed with these implements, the humans repel the reptiles, finally forcing them to retreat as they douse them with gasoline and ignite an explosion. Yet, just when they think they have won, the giant snake emerges through the smoke and attacks again, resisting even Fang's gunshots. In one last effort, Fang distracts the creature so the others can escape in the helicopter. Ultimately, Fang rams the monster with the helicopter, causing an explosion that kills them both. The survivors, weeping and crying out in pain over the loss of Fang, realize that his heroic sacrifice has saved them all.